Hi everyone, now we will do scientific notations using scientific notation to express some large or small numbers. Okay, so in scientific notation, how do we use some of the large numbers or small notation? So this is the topic we are doing today. It's part of indices. It is where we express numbers, large or small, and then we deal with advanced indices in the next session. So let's talk about the large numbers first. We'll start with not so large number. The rule is if we have to express, let's say 740 in scientific, this is a standard notation. Okay? If we have to notate or express this in standard notation, in scientific notation, the way we do it is, so let's find out where the decimal lies at this point. The decimal, because it doesn't, it's not visible, we know it lies here, right? So this decimal, wherever it lies, has to move leftwards. It has to move in a manner that you are left with just one number on the left of the decimal. So basically the decimal will have to move from here to here and then from here to here, so that then there is only one number towards the left of the decimal. So if I have to write this as if I have to write it as 7.40, I have to write it this. So essentially what we have done is I have moved the decimal two places, right? So it was here first, it was here, I moved it here, and then I basically brought it just after 7. So because I moved it two places, I will have to write this as 10 times 2. Okay, so let's take another example. If it was 73000, okay, same process, the decimal is lying here currently. Where do I have to move? I have to move it just here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 7.3 times 10 to the power 4. It is 10 because we are using a decimal number, so everything is a multiplication or the power of 10. So essentially you can calculate the value and you will get the value as the same as this. Basically 7.3 times, this is what, 10,000. So this is around 73,000. Right? Just because it becomes easier to express larger numbers like this. So if you have 7, don't have to start with 7 anymore. So let's say if you had 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Right? Now rather than, and this is still a very small number, but you could have hundreds of zeros, right? Rather than writing all of this in the way, we could have it in. Now let's say where the decimal lies here, right? So we are moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? So I write 1.23. The numbers remain the same, remember? But because I have moved the decimal 7 times, I will have to write it like this. The numbers remain the same. The exact, both of them have the same value. Okay? So both of them have the same value. So this is just a different way of expressing it. The value doesn't change. It's a simpler way of expressing it because you may not be able. So if you, let's say, have something like 2.38 times 10 to the power 50, right? Now something like this essentially means that you have 50 zeros, or almost 2.38, and then you have another 48 zeros after that. So it's a very large number, but because we are using this scientific notation, it has been simplified and expressed in a manner that it's easier to read and use. Okay. Also, because of the special characteristics that we have with products, if let's say I have to multiply this large number, okay, so let me take another example. So if I have to multiply 2.38 times 10 to the power 50, this is one large number, and I have to multiply 2 times 10 to the power 5, right? So if you were to write it in a standard notation, it will become very complex, right? So how does it simplify? We can, in this case, just multiply this term with this. Whatever we can multiply, these are similar terms. So this becomes 4.76. Yeah. And then we use the indices notation to multiply these things. So whatever you can multiply with each other, you just multiply and get the value. So 2.38 and 2 are multiplied, so we've got the value. They're done with. Now we're left with this and this. So this becomes 10 to the power 50 and 10 to the power 5. So this becomes 55. That's your answer. Right? Now imagine how much effort we would have spent if we had to go through this full value standard notation, because the first thing you'll have to write it in the full way, which is 48, which will be like a 50 digit number, and then you have to write this, which is also a very large number. When you try to multiply them, it becomes very complex, but this is a very simplified way of doing this multiplications. A lot of this you can get in your scientific calculator if you have them in your calculator. You just have to do like to put something like this, you just put 2.38 and then use exp, the exponential form, and then you just do 5 or 50 here. Okay, so just this becomes simplified when we are using a scientific notation. Useful for us to know how we do it. The basics are just identify where the decimal lies, and then every time we are moving it one digit, we're increasing the power of 10 by that. So if you're moving it twice, 10 to the power 2. If you're moving it 7 times, 10 to the power 7. Things like that. This is what a scientific notation is. Straightforward but useful for a lot of purposes. We will now do the small numbers thing on the scientific notation. Similar to the large numbers, you have small numbers. Sometimes you could have very small numbers that you have to express in a scientific notation. Okay, so very small numbers you would have probably seen similar to very large numbers. What we do is we move the digits. Okay, so let's say you have to express 0.0035 in standard number. This is a very small number, right? We could go further, but we'll start with a simple one. Now the rule has always been that you should have one number which is not 0 on the left of the digit. So how many decimals are we moving? We are moving 1 here, we are moving here, but we haven't. If we move 2 decimals, we still do not get any non-zero numbers on the left of the decimal. So we have to move 1 further, right? So we've moved 3 times. So what we will do is, now the decimal is after 3, so we can write 3.5, and you have to write 10 to the power, because we have to move 3 times, you have to write 3. But remember, this is a small number, we are moving towards the right, and right movement will give you a negative index. The left movement on the large number gives us a positive index, the right movement gives us negative index. Okay, now if let's say someone tells us, how do we notate 7.37 times 10 to the power minus 4 as an ordinary number or a standard notation? So now, because we are going from here to here, we know it's negative, so it's a small number. So you'll have a lot of zeros before the decimals. So we move the decimal 4 times. Now because we are removing this, we'll have to move towards the left. Okay. When we were creating this, we were moving towards the right. Now because we are removing the negative sign, we have to move towards the left. So 737. So we have moved 1 decimal here, right? So let's see how many decimals we have to move. We just put in some randomly. So we were here. So we first move here 1. So the first move is here 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the decimal. So our answer will be 0.000737. Right, that's our answer. We'll take one more example and see how a small number multiplication could be simplified when we have this process. So let's say we have 0.0002 times 0.000, should we say 16. Okay, if we use we can multiply them like this, or we can use a bit of a standard notation for them. Okay, so let's try and use a standard notation. I am moving towards the right, so when I move towards the right, I get negative indices 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 times this is this, and when I for this also I have to move towards the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1.6 times 10 to the power minus 4. Now, similar to what we did here, we can multiply 2 and 1.6, that gives us 3.2, and this is 10 to the power minus 4, 10 to the power minus 4, 10 to the power minus 8. That's the answer. Although this is pretty straightforward, we'll do one more problem and then we will finish this. We'll see if you have, what happens if you have something like a small and a very small and a very large number. Okay, so we express this into scientific notation. How many decimals we have to move? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 into 10 to the power minus 5. And this is 2 into, so the decimals are here. We are now moving left because this is a large number. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 to the power 4. So we multiply 3 into 2, 6. And then this is using the index rule, 10 to the power minus 1. That's your answer. In fact, because it is minus 1, you can even do 6 into 1 by 10, which is 3 by 5. So if you have to give it in decimals, it is 0.6. That's your answer. So we stop here. We will do a bit more of an advanced indices in the next session.